Good evening, everyone. I'm Meredith Allan. Heavy thunderstorms have developed across the Midlands tonight. For the latest on where those storms are headed, let's check in with Tim Miller. A West Columbia man is in jail tonight after officers seize a sizable amount of drugs and cash.
This is Watch Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Meredith Allan. Thanks for joining us. Caroline has the night off. We're going to begin tonight by remembering a former Clemson University student. 19-year-old Taylor Cox died Thursday after collapsing at an intramural flag football game. He was a former Lexington High School student and a civil engineering major at Clemson. Today, hundreds of friends and family came out to pay their respects and say their goodbyes. But what the Fontanas say they never would have imagined is that although Palmetto Health Richland is a level 1 trauma center, they don't have a policy for organ donation after cardiac death. The very procedure they needed to honor Dino's final request. Watch Fox News in your town. Tonight, we visit Ridgeway, home of only 328 people. And in this town, you'll find the world's smallest police station. But that's not all. Tonight, we take another look at one of Ridgeway's biggest personalities at a local restaurant in your town. Watch Fox News in your town, Santee, home of many fishing records, like a world record-setting Arkansas blue catfish. The big catch weighed in at more than 109 pounds. And breaking records isn't all you can do in Santee these days. It can be hard to find time to slow down. Tonight, we take another look with Ashley Meservey at Santee in your town. All right, well, I understand there are some cheerleaders that we didn't get a chance to go out and visit this evening, but they are champions.
Yes, they're state 4A runners-up in the Lexington County High School tonight.
All right, very nice. So a special shout out to the girls.
Yes, congratulations to them.
Thanks, Nick. All right.
But still, we could use the rain.
Okay, so you cannot confirm or deny the rain at this point. Just a chance.
A chance. 40% chance. That's all I'm going to say.
He says it with such a straight face. Thanks, Justin. Convicted double murderer Norman Stars lost the fight for his life today in court. The sentencing phase of his murder trial came to a grim end. It's a story you're seeing exclusively first on Fox. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Allan. We begin tonight with sad news out of North Carolina. The worst has been confirmed in a missing Marine case. Police found what they believe to be a woman's remains and an unborn baby in a shallow grave. And the key suspect is a fellow Marine who knew the 20-year-old very well. A man wanted in connection with the disappearance of a Batesburg-Leesville man has turned himself in. 24-year-old Daryl Williams turned himself in early this afternoon on a kidnapping warrant. Police believe Williams and 3 others forced Jeremy Leaphart into a vehicle on December 24th and requested ransom money before his safe return. A man is in serious condition after being stabbed during an argument. Richland County deputies responded to Fox Hunt Road around 10 last night to investigate a domestic dispute. Deputies say the couple was arguing and then the girlfriend stabbed her boyfriend in the upper body. The accident is now under investigation. Police need your help finding Christopher Frazier. They say he's responsible for shooting 25-year-old Sean Stooks Monday afternoon. That crime happened on Randall Avenue off North Main Street around 2:30. Police say Frazier was trying to rob Stooks. Police are considering Frazier armed and dangerous. If you have any information that could solve these cases, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number again, 1-888-559-TIPS. In tonight's News of the Weird, we visit a Massachusetts library who's happy to have one of their oldest books back on the shelves. Librarians were shocked when a book reappeared after being years overdue, 48 years at that. The book arrived in a box from California from a return recipient that said, "I am late." The biography had a note inside of it, but no mention of who actually sent it. Too bad records don't go back that far to show who the book was checked out to. Back in time, the late fees were just 2 cents a day, so after 48 years, that would have been just $350 for the late fee. That's pretty hilarious.
You know, he could have waited till February because it's forgiveness month. They wipe the slate clean, don't they?
Sad but true. Yeah. No forgiveness here, but a lot of fun. Good evening, I'm Meredith Allan. Happy Veterans Day. We begin tonight with a Veterans Day celebration look at what's going on in the Midlands. The weather was picture perfect this afternoon, and Veterans Day parade in Lexington had a good turnout. Folks came out wearing red, white, and blue to show their support. The parade ended with the song Taps to honor all of the fallen soldiers. Pilgrim Lutheran Church also got in on the Veterans Day festivities. They held a prayer vigil this morning to honor the veterans and those that are currently serving. They also collected items to send overseas to the 218th Combat Brigade in Afghanistan. Kay Mills is a member of Pilgrim Lutheran. She says today's event is a reminder not to take things for granted. Vice President Dick Cheney spent Memorial Day in Virginia honoring those that paid the ultimate sacrifice. Cheney laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknowns at Arlington National Cemetery. There is one tomb containing remains from a soldier killed in World War I and another with remains from both World War II and the Korean conflict. And the third originally contained a soldier killed in Vietnam, but he has since been identified. The tomb was reinscribed to say, honoring and keeping faith with America's missing servicemen. As you know, last week was the big switch for daylight savings time. In tonight's News of the Weird, a set of twins that have an unusual story to tell. Meet Allison and Peter Ciroli, born on Sunday, November the 4th. The story gets tricky when asked who was born first. Peter was first to arrive at 1:32 a.m., but 34 minutes later, Allison was born. However, because of the time switch, Allison's time of birth was 1:06, making her 26 minutes older than her brother. Talk about a sibling rivalry. Well, gentlemen, they say timing is everything.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you go from there?
I've got the calculator out trying to figure that whole thing out. I don't know. I'm still confused.
I know. We'll leave some time to ponder on that. And we'll leave you with some sights and sounds from the Lexington Parade. I hope you had a great Veterans Day. And for those who serve and protect, we salute you and hope you have a great evening.
This is Watch Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Meredith Allan. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with the sights and sounds of the 53rd Annual Carolina Carillon Parade. Our very own Mike Woolfolk, Ariel Ropasta, and Caroline Love, part of the holiday cheer. Well, we have some breaking news tonight. Some folks near Highway 601 and Screaming Eagle may have seen smoke over the city of Columbia. In fact, you may see it at home right now. But Deputy Fire Chief Aubrey Jenkins tells us that a fire broke out earlier today that damaged over 38 acres of land. But because the fire crews cannot get back into the fire, smoke will linger around the city. Although it's contained tonight, we want you to know there are no worries if you see that smoke over the town. Richland County deputies are still looking for a bank robber tonight. Take a look at this surveillance photo. The man walked into the Carolina First Branch on Garners Ferry Road near I-77 and demanded money and ran out, dropping some of the cash. Then another man, assumed to be a customer, picked up some of the money and left in a pickup truck. Investigators are looking for both men. If you recognize either of them or know anything that might help deputies find them, call Crime Stoppers at 1-888-559-TIPS. Also, a guitar thief caught on tape, and Richland County deputies are asking for your help to find him. Investigators say this guy walked into the Sims Music Store on St. Andrews Road and stole a $550 guitar. If you recognize the man or know anything that might help deputies find him, call Crime Stoppers. That number again, 1-888-559-TIPS. And remember, your call always remains anonymous. Well, if you haven't heard, Oprah Winfrey is coming to the Midlands supporting Barack Obama on the campaign trail. We found folks this morning at Obama's headquarters on Calhoun Street. Thousands of tickets will be handed out for the event, and Public Relations Manager Kevin Griffiths says Oprah's appearance on the campaign trail is a big deal. Listen up if you're interested in going. Here are the details. Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey will appear at the Colonial Center on Sunday, December the 9th for the campaign rally. Doors open to the public at 12:30 and it's free, but tickets will be given on a first-come, first-served basis. So you better show up early.
Tonight, Meredith Allan has the story of a Midlands family who tried to give the gift of life, but learned that despite the demand, it was not easy to do.
When we had got to the hospital, we basically found out that we had lost a family member, and that there was somebody in our family we were never going to see again.
Andre Fontana says after learning his 19-year-old brother Dino suffered a fatal gunshot wound to the head, everything seemed like a blur. Together, his family had to make tough decisions. Dino's mother, Angie, just wanted to honor her son's wishes, and they were laid out on his driver's license.
I wanted to donate his organs, and I wanted his life to go on. I wanted him to give that gift of life to somebody else since his organs were so strong.
But what the Fontanas say they never would have imagined is that although Palmetto Health Richland is a level 1 trauma center, they don't have a policy for organ donation after cardiac death. The very procedure they needed to honor Dino's final request.
It was on a Sunday, and I was hoping because of it being a Sunday that it was going to be possible that we could do this. It like God's gift. And after 3 hours of waiting, I was denied. I was told that they were not going to change the policy.
I spoke with a doctor that was called that Sunday, Palmetto Richland Hospital's Vice President of Medical Affairs, Dr. Ellis Knight.
What happened was that we did not have the processes and the procedures in place to do this properly.
But there was no comfort in those words for the Fontanas, knowing the hospital successfully facilitated 19 different organ donations over the last year. According to LifePoint, South Carolina's organ donation organization, more than 700 people in South Carolina are waiting today for life-saving donations. Still, Palmetto Richland Hospital remains the only Level 1 trauma center in the state that does not have a policy for donation after cardiac death. Andre says he can't make any sense of what happened.
Life is more important than policies.
So Angie buried Dino, knowing her son's wishes would not be honored. From Dino's funeral, a final plea.
There's people now that are dying, people that didn't get a chance to take that breath or take that walk or take that kayaking trip. And what we need to do is get together as, a team. We need to get together and we need to change these policies. Let somebody else live. Let somebody else breathe. Take that life.
While LifePoint could not grant us an on-camera interview, they did tell us that other hospitals with no policy for donation after cardiac death have made exceptions in the past to allow families to donate their loved ones' organs. Still, in the Fontana's case, Palmetto Health Richland did not. 1 month after Dino Fontana was taken off life support, the hospital says they're still in the process of setting up meetings to create a future policy. Santa Monica police confirm actor Owen Wilson was hospitalized for a suicide attempt. The New York Post says Wilson was found bloody and dazed by his brother, actor Luke Wilson. He had reportedly tried to kill himself at home by overdosing on pills and slitting his wrists. The Post says 38-year-old Wilson previously argued with a close friend and was suffering from depression. Believe it or not, Anna Nicole Smith's daughter, Daniel Lynn, is getting ready to celebrate her first birthday next month, and her dad, Larry Burkhead, is planning a lavish birthday party for his little toddler. It will be held in Louisville on September the 8th, and that's where Burkhead and Anna Nicole met 3 years ago. 200 guests, including Howard K. Stern, received invitations to the Big Bash. This spring DNA test proved Burkhead is now the father. He's raising Daniel Lynn. The Boss is hitting the road. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band are going on tour this fall. They're promoting their new album entitled Magic. The tour will kick off October 2nd in Hartford, Connecticut. The album's first single, Radio Nowhere, is available for free this week on iTunes, too. And that's tonight's Celebrity Watch. We'll have to see if the Boss decides to bring his tour here to Columbia. I'm sure a lot of fans would like that. I know I would, right, Mike?